Prior to recording this video, I was informed I was incredibly late to the party with this one, but I'm going to make this short, another baked intermission because I have feelings about this little guy. Oh my god. This was actually shrink wrapped for about 6 months in this household, and it was like, I just couldn't do it. I just could not make myself play it. I wanted to, but I've heard the things, right? The reason why I even got it for the first place was like, I wanted for my birthday. Someone got it for me for my birthday. But by the time it showed up, I had read some reviews. But before it showed up, I had heard from someone that really liked older Starfox games that, hated all the shitty ones just like I did. Said, I really like this game. And I was actually going to borrow it from them. I just never got around to borrowing it. I was like, fuck it, I won't bother them for the game. I'll just ask for it for my birthday, or if it goes on sale, buy it myself. And it doesn't come up my birthday, and I don't care. It came on my birthday, so thank them. And I never played it for 6 months. I feel like a bitch. But hey, here we are. I played it. I went and I was like, I'm playing the game. Okay, so I know I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. Miyamoto has got to retire. Now. He has to retire. He has to retire. There's nothing left. There's nothing left in this man. There's nothing left to give. This game is good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, and yet nothing, and yet a lot, but definitely a lot of nothing. Problems, the biggest problem, number one. And yeah, I was gonna say controls at first, but that I got partly over that. Although initially, I was furious. I have not yelled that much in months at a game. I was absolutely fucking furious at the gyro controls. They put together. It's just like, oh good. I had to play the worst fucking design pile of fucking shit by a senile motherfucker in my goddamn life. Thank you. This is exactly what I wanted in Starfox. So I got over that after a while, and I got better at it. And then I played a walker level, and oh my god, that was great. More of that, please. Let's just have a Starfox game we just play as the walker. It's almost like playing a Zelda game, which is weird because that's what Star Fox Adventure was. Except Star Fox Adventure sucked. You ran out of shit to get, new items to make puzzles, different in every dungeon. You ran out of new shit 3/4 into the game, so there's a whole bunch of game where you aren't really getting anything new at all. Plus, the game just sucks. This game actually gives you weirdly similar mechanic where you can lock on to things, which kind of sucks when you're in the R-Wing. It's good for, I guess, dogfights. So you're like, where's the Star Wolf guy? Oh, there he is. Except they come for you anyway, so you just wait, and you somersault, and you shoot. It's like Star Fox, right? Who'd have fucking expected? Star Fox is Star Fox. But anyway, beyond that, it's really nonsense that you have no choice. You must use these stupid gyro controls that are very occasionally nice, but mostly dumb gimmick that did not need to go in at all. And also, this game must do this thing where it's like, you're still in control, you can still be hit, but fuck you, the camera's where it wants to be. It's in La-Di-Da Land. Look how all the cool shit happening. By the way, half your health's gone because you ran into some shit. Can you avoid this by looking at your goddamn screen and then actually doing the first person shit? Sure. And then you miss fucking everything you're supposed to be paying attention to while you're trying not to die. Great design. Not the worst design ever. Not, in fact, the worst thing I've ever seen. And yet, I like this game. I want to hate it, but I'm liking it. I was initially really vehemently hating it, and I was like, I don't even want to play this game off the bat. And yet, it's growing on me. What happened? It doesn't have any right to, by the way. The best thing about it, overall, other than the walker mode being amazing and playing really well and fluently, the controls are amazing for the walker mode. They're really well modernized from what it was in Star Fox 2. And the fact that you can lock onto things gives it's like Zelda vibe in a good way. This is what Star Fox needed to do if they wanted to be like, oh, let's be Zelda. This is what the fuck they should have done 20 years ago. Or, this is 20 years since Star Fox 64, dude. And by the way, this game has the exact same script as Star Fox 64 with about 5 lines changed so far. It's the same. They didn't write a new script at all. It's the same script. It's the you guys just remade the 3DS. You put out Star Fox 64 3DS. I paid attention. I don't buy these things too much because I'm poor, and I don't care about Nintendo anymore because these guys have been fucking me since the N64 era. But anyway, point being, you guys just remade a remake, and now you were doing it again. I'm not impressed. And they have different voice actors for like several people. Like I think Fox is the same, and Gerald Pepper's the same, and then everyone else is just fucking awful now. So, okay, not everyone else. The enemies are sometimes really cool. I think Cat's actually the same fucking voice actor from an N64 game. Cat, yes. I'm probably wrong about that. I haven't played the game in a while. I don't really give a fucking shit. Point being, the audio and visuals aren't the worst. I don't like all the voice actors, but the ones that they need to have. I mean, they're hitting the notes, I guess. It's just, I'm upset because it feels like a bastardization because they aren't the same voice actors and they're saying the same goddamn lines almost. But the music's really good. The sound effects are all great. Everything sounds right, although there's a lot of, yeah, that was literally from the Super Nintendo. Thank you for the good luck. I'm glad to have heard that. Oh man, I heard another sound directly for the Super Nintendo. Oh, and another thing about this game. I love the visuals and all, but another thing about this game's visuals is that they almost exactly look like an N64 model with a 4K fucking texture slapped on. That's most of the things in this game so far. With a few weird exceptions. And do I like it? Yes. But I would like it a little more if there weren't fucking frame dips. They're like really bad frame dips. And it kind of feels like when you're playing Star Fox 64 and you'd have some occasional frame dips when there's a lot of shit going on in the game. But that was in the N64. That was 20 years ago. And when I played Bayonetta 2, I sat through and all of Bayonetta 2 happened before my eyes on the Wii U. And I do not recall like any frame drops at any point. I really cannot I'm struggling to think of it. That game was ridiculous. This game with a way lower apparent poly count by my judgment. Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe, I'm sorry, maybe this dumb starter didn't notice that they were fun, that wasn't textures. They actually rendered little tiny polygons instead of textures unnecessarily. I doubt that. This thing doesn't need a chug, and it chugs sometimes. A little upsetting. Another little upsetting thing. Let me see if it's on this. Okay, it's not on here. Ah, here it is. What? Now, I will say, I don't hate it as much as I wanted to. It doesn't play nearly badly enough for me to justify my hatred I have. It's just slow and doesn't really fit. But it's better than playing Star Fox Adventures. So I can't bitch. But yeah, it didn't need to be in the game. Why is the gyro thingy with the little robot's voice is fucking awful, by the way. Literally everyone in this house gets out of the fucking room when I get to this segment. They cannot stand that voice. I am alone. Everyone in my house leaves me when that character gets on the fucking screen. Fuck you, Nintendo. It's making people want to be away from me when I play this game. Fuck you. Change the voice. What else was I saying? Oh, yes. Gyros controls are... Those are dumb. Oh, the map. So the map doesn't seem... maybe I'm wrong, because I haven't found that many real secret paths yet, but it doesn't seem like you have a lot of choice on where you go on the map. And unlike the old Star Foxes, where you just play through... You don't save, you just play through. If you have a few hours to kill, you have a couple hours, you beat it. You have different paths. First couple Star Foxes like that, and then events should happen. And then Assault had 10 levels, and you could just pick them. And that game was horribly short. Command was a mess. And Star Fox 64 3DS is literally a remake. And Star Fox 2 was probably the best way to handle things, honestly. But as far as I can tell, this is kind of basic. It doesn't feel quite... It looks like it's a facsimile of what used to be. And also... I don't really understand why sectors X, Y, and Z, which were named as such, because, oh, look, it's 3D. Star Fox is in 3D. I liked the pun. Now they're alpha, beta, and gamma. This is not Mother. Nintendo, if you want to tease me about the Mother series, make a Mother game. Oh wait, that already happened. Undertale already came out. Oops. Fuck you, Nintendo. What was I doing? Oh yeah, talking about this game. So I do like the game, like I said, despite the problems. But let me talk a little bit more about the actual levels. I'm kind of getting deep. I'm just digging in deep on what little I played. I've actually played about, I'd say half of, a little bit more than a third of the game so far. If I might be misjudging that. Maybe this is way deeper than I think it's going to be, which I'm happy with that. I'm okay with that. But some of the levels were, Okay, so the first level is interesting. It's Corneria. It was pretty similar to how the original Corneria N64 level went, but very well reimagined, I thought. It was going great. And then it got to the first target mode boss thing. Oh, yeah, like I said, I was screaming at my television set. That was not good. But once I got over how bad it was and ran out of fucking swears to string together, I finally got over it. And I am 26 years old and an adult. I like to think that a game that's for 10-year-olds, I wouldn't keep me doing that for too long. So I got over it and I beat the boss pretty quickly. I didn't lose a life or anything. I didn't die. It just was fucking horrible to control. But I got better at it. And I was also wondering, why can't I turn into a walker? Because I wanted to do that. And then they let me do that in another level. And now I can just do it in any level. But I don't understand why Nintendo does these things. Oh, this reminds me. Another thing this dumb game does. It forces you right into the training. You're forced to do the training. You are forced to do the training. Now, I've heard everyone's like, oh, you kind of need it because the controls are shitty. I kind of get that. Here's my answer. The controls should not have been fucking shitty. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, the game. So, okay. The controls should have been shitty. That. The actual controls beyond the horrible gyro controls are interesting. They're like modernized, and I both like them and dislike them because I'm still getting used to them. Instead of using the triggers to roll the R-wing, you use the stick to do it, and also does your boosts, and then these are shortcut keys, and B transforms, and then this shoots, and then this locks on, and this is a bomb, and this is press that says a bomb. I mean, I want a Super Nintendo controller. The 3-year-old PTSD. I want to play the original game. What was I saying? I had a moment there. Anyway, what was I talking about? The game. Yes, Starfox Zero. So level 1 was alright, except for the target mode. And then we got to level 2, which was Sector Y, but slightly shorter. It was literally the exact same level as Sector Y, but like 1/3 the length, it felt like much less level. I was really disappointed. It was a good level, too, because I was a little pissed off the first level because there wasn't really an explosion. The enemy escaped or whatever after I defeated most of the boss part of the. Maybe if I did the level better, I would have blown up the boss, but whatever. So the boss escaped. It was like, oh, I didn't get an explosion. That's kind of one of the major points of Star Fox is the explosions. Have you seen these? And I didn't get that. In level 2, I got an explosion. It was just like, the only good part about level 2 is that you got to a walker part, and then it got interesting, if I recall correctly. That was the good part, but prior to that part, I was like, this is literally Sector Y, but bite size. It was real shame. It was like, what the fuck are you doing, Nintendo? It was the most unimaginative garbage. But then level 3 was really imaginative. In fact, there's a little screenshot of it. See, there's a piece of level 3. So you want to know what level 3 was called? It was really imaginative, guys. It was called Area 3. I'm not fucking with you. It was called Area 3. It is our big ring space station, and Andros is attacking it because apparently the Cornerians took Gorilla Gun. I forgot what the fuck they called it, dude. It was a giant fucking robot gorilla. Basically, you get into the station after you shoot some shit outside, and you help out the gorilla, but then you give you the fucking gyrocopter thing, and you have to program the gorilla with a little shitty robot, and then you gotta lead out around the gorilla with a robot. The gyro, it's a fucking... And it just fucking walks around and randomly will do this. And the way it does things is if it touches anything in any part of its animation, no matter how silly, it blows up. So it's just and then the tank's right here, and it pokes it, and the tank explodes. I'm entertained for a little while, but also I'm grossed out by how stupid this is. The sequence ends. They tell me to go through a teleporter. I go to do that, and now I'm in Zone S. And then it's Banjo-Kazooie if you're flying the whole time. And it had a gun. So it wasn't the worst thing. That's the best way to describe these weird gyro levels. They're kind of like if you're playing a collectathon platformer, but you're flying the whole time. And they don't control the worst once I got used to it. And then you rescue Cat and blah, blah, blah. Dodge security is some stealth. And I thought it would be really horrible because, like, oh no, it's stealth. Maybe it gets worse later, but it wasn't too ridiculous. There was just a couple of spotlights. The worst that happens is, like, a few guys come and shoot at you. It's not like the level ends. It's not like you're fucked. And once you shoot the few guys, the alarms go off. It's not the worst possible thing. So they did not make the stealth segment completely horrible. It's playable. It's more than playable, honestly. It's not terrible at all. It just doesn't really... I don't really want it in this game. But it's a lot better. It's a lot fucking better than they did with Starfox Adventures by any fucking means. Most of the way so far. Other than these horrible gyro controls. And the fact that the script is the least imaginative trash so far, ever. By fucking far. What else is there to this before I run out of things to talk about? Because I haven't actually finished the game yet. Let's see. Walker mode, Army mode, blah, blah, blah. Landmaster. Landmaster was about right. Landmaster pretty much was a Landmaster. I haven't gotten to the part where it turns into a flying thing yet. I've just did the level where Peppy is on Titania. It's literally... Remember when Slippy's is like captured or knocked down and they lands on Titania or whatever the fuck it's called, and they get saved from the giant lobster thingy, worm thing. Happens to Peppy in this game. It's a big difference. It's a lot different. It's a very well imagined, different written story. They really thought that one out. Nintendo really gave it their all with this one. You know, making their games these days, they don't even fucking bother to put a single player mode. Who cares, right? They don't even fucking care. Why? I mean, you can just put out a Mario game and it's literally the same fucking shit as Super Mario Bros. 3, but slightly 3D with a cat suit. And, god damn it, it's still pretty good, but god, I'm like, why am I liking this? But it's so empty, there's nothing to it, like, of imagination. Levels are well designed, and that's it. It's like Miyamoto is still able to put a good fucking level together and crank that out. But as soon as they are like, hey, I want to make some weird mechanics using this shit, he fucking ruins it. What is up with that? Oh yeah, my main thing, what I said earlier in the video, what I'm going to say to end this video, I'm sorry this has been so long for an unedited video, where I called it Intermission, but Miyamoto's senile, and he needs to retire, and yet this game is still pretty playable, and I wouldn't say don't get it. But expect to be pissed off at first by the shitty controls. I'm only almost halfway through this, though. I might make another video if the rest of the game is actually really bad. There'll never be a good Starfox game again.